guys. Welcome to Conscious by Nature, where we talk about it because we live it and we understand it because we've been there before. Money Mac, the Pretty Boys champ, the scholar D. Lamar,
Space.
the genius Tyson Porter,
What's good?
special guest again. I mean, we just keep doing this thing, and she is bad, ain't she? I know.
Yes,
Okay, so personal trainer, nutritionist, posing coach, 3-time world fitness figure.
You got it.
What? Champion. See, they
Got
just
it.
don't know how I introduce, but she'll learn. The gorgeous, glamorous Heather Drake is in the building.
Thank you.
Well, you have a microphone. Tell us a little bit
thank
about
you.
yourself. And
Well, you pretty much nailed it. So yeah, I do. I also teach fitness classes. We teach gluteus max out. So I got the cake maker, classified, certified cake maker right here. I'll just add to that.
Hey, leave a comment on that.
Leave a comment, please.
baking cakes over
No,
here.
but mother of two. I have two boys. I'm a
Awesome.
boy mom. I got a 23-year-old. He's on his own, doing really well. Got a 14-year-old going on 20. That's my athlete, keeping me busy. Look out for him. He's coming to high school, incoming freshman.
Okay.
He's going to be one to keep your eye on. So, proud mama.
That's
Okay.
what's up.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Excellent. So, you guys got any questions for our guests or,
I'm gonna ask you about your son. What sports does he play?
Everything. We just went to states for track and field. They beat a record in their school they haven't beat in 15 years. I think it was the 4x200. That was just a thing for him, though, for football. So he's starting football at the high school. We're hoping varsity, potentially JV on the offense side. He's playing AAU right now, but he's getting ready to start varsity, not varsity, but JV basketball at high school as well.
Okay.
So
He's a talented young man.
yeah,
very,
big boy,
very nice.
6'2", 14 years old.
Sheesh.
That's what's up.
That's nice.
Watch out. I'm keeping the girls away. I know they're trouble
sorry,
because I
Mama.
know.
Sorry, mom.
You can't keep them away.
Can't keep 'em
Mom.
away.
You can't. You know
She
what?
like, whatever.
They coming out lockers in high school. They jump out of the lockers on you in high school.
For real.
When you can ball for real.
Yeah,
But,
just a distraction.
for sure, they are distraction, but sometimes a well-needed distraction. Hey man, TP man, take us into our first topic.
Absolutely, man. We're gonna get right into our relationship topics. Oh yeah. So what happens if a man proposes to a woman and she says no? Is the relationship over?
D, I'm gonna say go ahead and answer this. I would normally say our guest answer first, but she's a woman, so let's get a man's
I mean, I
perspective.
have an opinion, but
Oh,
I'll
go
listen.
ahead. No, go ahead.
You take the mic first. I'll chime in.
I'm gonna say yes. I mean, if you've put in all the energy, time, and love to get to that point, and she says no, then really there's nothing else for us to say. The only opposite to that could be maybe if you knew she wasn't prepared, maybe she gave you a time frame, maybe you rushed that proposal, and she says, "Hey, let's just wait." Maybe you can stand on that. But if you put in the time, the grind, you know the expectations, you know what you've done together, and she still chooses to say no, don't waste your time, because time is the most important thing you have. You do not want to waste that in a relationship that's going nowhere.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I'll just add to that. I do agree with you to that extent. I will kind of just be a devil advocate
Let's
here
go.
because, it's not everybody's goal to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone has that end goal. Some people are dating because they're trying to sort out who they want to marry or if it's going to work or if it's in alignment. Some people have already been married multiple times and they say, you know what, marriage is just not for me, but they want a compatibility partner for life. They just don't want the marriage, the law behind it. However, I will agree with you because if one person, whether it's the man or the woman, it should be the man who proposes. Ladies, don't propose to your man. that should be a no-no. That could be a whole nother topic. Anyways, if a man proposes to a woman and she says no, that is hurtful and confusing. The relationship is over because that means that their goals are not aligned. If she's not ready, clearly that relationship is based on false pretense. It's over. So, I mean, that's, if that's something they talk about in the beginning and, she said that was the end goal and then she says no, it's confusing, it's hurtful, it's pretty much over.
Huh. So, I'm going to say, yeah, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever hurt a man's feelings before? If you ever hurt a man's feelings, then you know that there's pretty much no coming back from that. Like even if he says he's forgive you, he probably just keeping you close so he can hit on your friends and do that. Like there is no way he's ever going to commit to you again. He's never ever going to trust you again. And I'm gonna need you to watch the show. Because last week we talked about women proposing.
Well, that's happened to me. It's happened to me
I'm talking
before.
we're talking about women proposing.
Yeah, I was proposed to and said no. And I was proposed to again.
By the same person?
By the same person in front of my 8-year-old son at the time. I felt forced. But in my mind, I knew it wasn't for me. But I said yes to appease my 8-year-old who was giddy. And that didn't work out, as you know.
Setup. That was a setup. He set you up, though.
Yeah.
See, but that's what I was speaking to as well. And I'm sorry that happened to you, but because some people use that pressure to try to force that person to say yes, and that's not going to help anything because the person that's there, they don't want to hurt anybody's feeling. Like you said, your son was in the room. Right. Maybe some people would do that around family members. Honesty. And that's what we talked about last week as well. Being honest with your partner. Right. Telling them up front whether, I'm not looking to be married.
Right.
If that man or woman still tries to force marriage on you, of course you're not going to be willing to do that. Right. You're not being honest with one another. And they're just going up out of bounds, to be honest, to be pushing that narrative like, I know that we've been together so long, even though you said you didn't want to be married, I want to marry you. Yes, I would say no as well. So it's honesty, being honest, open and honest.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
51, you got something on your topic?
Yeah, I got something on it, man. It's an absolute done data. And not only that, I'm taking that ring and I'm running that thing back to Zales and get my money back with the quickness. The swiftness. All right.
So turn the diamond into a necklace.
Man. Boom.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So
30 days.
your boy gonna just take it back and he gonna turn that whole ring into a trip. A cruise for himself. That's what he gonna do. But we're gonna move on from that real quick. But yeah, seriously. One more quick thing, people out there. What I was saying is I need you to watch the show because we talked about women proposing to men on our previous show, and you said that could be a topic in itself. But
absolutely. I'm gonna watch that then because that's a good topic.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
what? You know what? Why watch it? Let me hear what you got to say on the topic right now.
I just think that's asinine. It's not a woman's job to get on her knees. That is a. Am I allowed
wait
to cuss?
Wait a minute.
Am I allowed to cuss?
Do I have to
modify my cursing?
No,
we raw here.
Move. That makes me look at a man like he's weak. Like to expect a woman to get on her knees and bow down to him is not. To me, I know we all have different perspectives and we were raised differently, but I just, I'm sorry.
Faces right now.
I'm just like, I totally agree with her to a degree, but like in certain situations, women should get down on their knees.
Oh,
hold up, wait a minute.
Okay, but we're not talking about that.
Just if you said like bow down, I'm trying to be 100% clear about this.
Okay, well that's different.
We're just being clear about this. Okay. We're talking about straight proposal.
Straight proposal, you guys.
Our fans are getting mixed signals. Like a woman should never get down on her knees. Did you hear what she said? And then we'll be having a
proposal. Let's re-clarify that.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
Next week in our sexual show, we'll be talking about that.
Go ahead, Mott 51. Take it away, man.
Yeah, so I guess you guys are familiar with Monique. You know what I'm saying? The actress. I think she won a couple of was it Oscars or some type of awards or something like that. So she's known.
She's funny.
Yeah, she's funny. You know what I'm saying? And she came out and had a message for the sisters,
Mhm.
really. When it comes to these bonnets
Pajamas,
and these
slippers.
pajamas and how you present yourself, she had a message for y'all.
But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport. And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport, I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away of let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? Always have pride in your representation of you. It's not to get a man. It is just your representation of you, my sweet babies.
And you know what? The ladies wasn't feeling it, man. They actually want to cancel her now.
Because
Oh,
you should
wow.
present yourself.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Always present yourself.
Always.
You know, before we chime in, I'm just going to give you a little feedback and a little history. I asked Heather Drake to be on the show, and I said, "What are you wearing?" And she just replied, very simple, "I'm dressing sexy."
I sure did.
I request
There's
that you.
no denying that.
I request you gentlemen clean up and wear some button ups. So there you have it.
Listen, man, when a woman speaks and says, "Hey, I'm coming sexy. I need you to come sexy," God damn it, you better come on with it.
God damn it.
God damn it, right?
You know, and it just not only just sets the mood, but also you want to be respected. So there is, I hate to say it, but there is truth behind how you present yourself in front of others. People take you more seriously. I really do hate to say that, but people do take you more seriously when you are a little bit more clean. Now, when we're talking about bonnets and pajamas in the airport, yeah, that's a little tacky. I mean, sweatpants, hoodies to protect your hair so you don't get the bugs in your hair from other people touching the seats. I'm all for it. But yeah, the bonnets and the jammies got to stay at home.
Absolutely.
You know, I felt like Monique came from a good place.
Mm-hmm.
And when she was speaking from the heart. She was saying to respect yourself. That's all she was saying. She was saying, like, what happened to the times where even if you went in the grocery store, you made yourself presentable. And you were completely right. People do respect you more when you look presentable. You looking like you just jumped out of bed and then you just got up and went somewhere. Have more respect for yourselves. And she was talking to the younger sisters out there because it's becoming so prevalent. Like, it doesn't matter where you go. Man, my mom would never leave my house. My wife never leave the house and go anywhere without having some clothes on. You know what I'm saying? Looking like you worth something. So them trying to hate on her, you know, as an elder queen in the industry and try to cancel her, it's just ridiculous.
There's a lot of generational differences too. When we talk about generational gaps, the perspective of the young women and their mindsets are just completely different than her generation. And, you know, it just seems like young people don't care anymore. It's that level of, I just don't care.
See, but we talked about that on another show too. There's no respect for the elder generation. In retrospect to where we came from, we had respect to those that were before us. So when somebody comes out like that, you should be listening with respect and taking into account and then using what you can. Well, these kids today are just like, nah, fuck her.
It ain't funny. It ain't entertaining.
Right.
It's not beneficial to them in the moment. It makes too much sense. Like, I'm gonna be real. A little while ago, around when I first met my wife. I was getting ready to go to Walmart. She's like, run to Walmart for me. I'm like, all right, real. So I hop in the shower. I get dressed. She like, all that to go to Walmart. I said, looky here, son. Let me check this out here. I know I ain't even from Columbus, but I'll be damned if I run into somebody from the up at the Walmeasy and they gonna talk about Todd McClendon fell off. No, the fuck they're not. No, they ain't. They ain't gonna say that. So with that being said, in retrospect, like women, why not just, and you can even just comb it down and just throw the ball cap on. Like take the bonnets and the pajamas off. She ain't say in the furry slippers, man. You know what I'm saying? Take them off
with your feet out.
Like that's for home. That's for the home. That's not for to be out in public with. And that's what she's saying. Leave the pajamas in the crib. She didn't say don't wear sweat. Wear some cute leggings. Wear some sexy leggings. Wear a nice little top and a baseball cap. That's a different than pajamas and a bonnet.
Dude, this is this generation like my kids. They're teenagers. I go to their school. They got pajama pants on. You know, I could never really get with it at first, you know, wearing the slides with the socks. Because that's just like house shoes to me.
Son all day.
And that's all they wear outside. And I'm like, man, I'm going to throw my slides on.
Oh, that's why they always shooting. And you ain't ready to fight. You got the slides and the
PJs.
You ain't run. You not ready for combat. That's man. Okay, that make most sense.
So that's all they rock. You know, even see me out. If I ain't gonna get ready to go, man. If I got on my sweatpants, I'm still looking ill. I'm gonna tell you right now. My sweatpants and my t-shirt with the ball cap, they gonna be like, oh yeah, that's D from back home. Yeah, that's D from back home. Straight up.
Really, I want to just talk to the ladies real quick. You know. Oftentimes you're like, I want a king. I want my man. And, you know, well, there ain't no good man, this, that, and the other. Right? But, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for a king and you come out looking like the court jester, I mean, come on. Right? You know what I'm saying? So come out. Like everybody said here, you know what I'm saying? Respect yourself.
Yeah.
Come, you know what I'm saying, with a level of respect, dignity, a little class, you know, and then you might find that king that you're looking for.
Exactly.
But that cat gonna look right by you. He ain't messing with you. He going to aisle 11 to grab his hot dogs.
Not the hot dogs.
Hot dogs. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he cooking. You anybody else got something else on that? Oh well, scholar. Let me hear the holler.
I saw something this week. Elementary school, first grade class. I believe it was in New Jersey, where they put together a cartoon to show first grade students and teach them about their bodies.
How come my penis gets big sometimes and points up in the air?
That's called an erection.
Sometimes I touch my penis because it feels good.
Sometimes when I'm in my bath or when Mom puts me to bed, I like to touch my vulva too. You have a clitoris there, Kayla, that probably feels good to touch the same way Keith's penis feels good when he touches it. But have you ever noticed that older kids and grown-ups don't touch their private parts in public?
They don't?
That's right, Keith. It's okay to touch yourself and see how different body parts feel, but it's best to only do it in private.
Well, if private parts are so special, why do you cover them up?
Because they are private, silly. That's right, Kayla, because they are private.
In this video, it kind of tells these first grade students that masturbation is okay. I got a lot of problems with it. They talk about funny names for your private parts. Okay? So you got your pee-pee. And they say, oh, what's the part for the girl? It's the vajayjay. And they said, oh, no, it's called the penis. And then they said the vulva, actually. And I was like, okay.
Excuse me?
It's vulva.
Yeah, I watched the video. I was tripping too.
But I was like, where's... Okay. But all right. So I'm like, all right, it's teaching these kids. Fine. But then it goes on to speaking about penis being erect and certain things like that, and that it's okay sometimes. And I'm like, whoa. So you really telling kids in the first grade that it's okay. So this world always messes me up, and I have my own opinions here on Conscious by Nature. But I don't believe we should be teaching kids in the first grade that it's okay to touch yourself at all. Sexuality and sexual education, I don't believe should be taught to children. They should be maybe in the 5th or 6th grade. Let's be honest. That's when I learned, to be honest. In school, that's when they taught it to me in the 5th grade. Not kids that don't even know what's going on. It sends a bad message to me. And I feel like this world is over-sexualized. And that's in regards to a lot of things that we do in regards to our choice today. You can choose what you want. But I don't feel that we should push those issues and narratives on our small children. I got a first grader, and he don't know nothing about that. And if that conversation and that cartoon popped up, I know for certain he would say, Dad, what is that? And then I would have to have a conversation with a kid that's 6, 7 years old that doesn't know anything about that, about what sex is. And that shouldn't be any part of his life at this point.
What makes matters worse is they didn't even consent with the parents that they were doing this.
Right.
So that would be met with some flying fists, if you ask me. I mean, these were first graders. These little babies don't even have the developmental to understand the complexities behind the nature of what that even means and what it requires. Right. That's porn. Subsequently, that's teaching them porn.
And that's what caused so much outrage.
Yeah. So, because they were talking about, it feels good when I touch my penis. And the girl said, it feels good when my mom lays me down and she leaves and I touch my vulva.
Right.
A first grader. That's something as parents, you have that discussion with your child, but it is not up to the schools to teach that to our kids, let alone are they teaching what the repercussions are from that?
Right.
Let's talk about that, because there are repercussions. There are complex emotions that are tied to that, consequences that are tied to that, recovery that could be tied to that. We're talking about porn.
Yeah.
That's what this is. And they're concealing it, saying, oh no, this has met the national requirements for sex education. Get out of here.
I'm not going to consent.
Sex education for a teenager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
for a first grader?
For a first grader?
Come on, man.
What are we talking? 6?
Come on, man.
7 years
old?
5
or 6.
Like,
and I'm telling you, it was okay at first when they were teaching.
Yes, it was. And then as soon as they said,
good.
Yeah, I touch myself sometimes, I said, oh yeah, mic drop. Man. Here we go. Doing too much. What is you doing?
That shit's just too crazy to me, man. Like, what are we doing in society today, man? For real. Like, you gonna mess up. The world is already jacked up enough as it is. So now we're gonna have these youngsters come in even more jacked. Come on, man. We got to be better with that, man. We can't be teaching kids about touching themselves at 6 and 7, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a time where they have to, learning about math, drawing inside, the lines. Yeah. Stuff like that, man.
What happened to the fake money where you used to punch it out?
Right, learn how to count money.
You know what I'm saying? Where that's at?
You know what I'm saying? What happened?
Where the cubes at? Where I stacked the cubes and put them together.
And that's the thing, too. It's like, when I say the world is over-sexualized, why is that even part of the curriculum at this juncture?
Maybe a sexual predator teaching it. Hell, let's check the credentials of the teacher.
It's just... It blows my mind. And
who made the video? Like for instance, like, where was that video first played at? Where was that video first aired at and said that this meets the requirements for a first grade classroom to watch this for sexual education? Why is a first grade classroom discussion even up about sexual education? Like these are the questions that I'm asking myself, because like, before the video even dropped, there's got to be protocol that it goes through in order to be showing this video. And how many classes seen it? How many first graders seen it?
All of those children are now, that's in their head, that's in their mind.
Always remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to question the people who made that video, man. And then the people who said, yeah, this is good enough to go.
Right.
Like, you guys are some sick individuals, man. That's really, it's really crazy. Gone.
Yeah.
Anybody else got something on that?
Nah, man, I'm good on that, man.
We're going to take a short break after that, man. Enjoy this short message from our sponsor.
Are you ready?
and you know what? I want to talk for a little bit. So I was reading this article the other day, man, and it tripped me out. So they're at their wedding. The bride dies, right? Okay, she dies, has a heart attack, dies before the wedding, hours before the wedding.
That dude must have been ugly.
You know what I'm saying? For sure. He had to, I mean, I'm not going to comment on it. But you know what? The craziest thing is the sister, like, yo, I'll marry him. Actually, it was a little bit deeper than that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to let them go ahead and elaborate. But yeah, the sister married the dude.
So, well, let's put this into a different perspective. So, this is Indian culture. I don't even think this happened in the States.
Okay.
So, in the Indian culture, most marriages are kept within. They keep it within the family. So, this was a prearranged marriage. The woman dies. I think she was at the altar.
She was at that.
I think
not
she
out the altar.
I think she died right there.
Player.
And then they ended up married. The younger sister ended up marrying him the same day, and it was prearranged. So I think the families just got together and they were like, "Hey, they wanted to keep it within the family. That's just their culture." So,
hey, Dad ain't want to pay that dowry back. That was. He like, nah.
Yeah, like somebody getting married.
Hey,
somebody get married today.
The NFL, next man up.
Man, for real.
But that's just some silly stuff, man. We got something. What y'all got?
May 31st, Tulsa Massacre occurred. There was a veteran that spoke out on Memorial Day. He was giving a speech about what Memorial Day really is. And it also involved free slaves, over 3,000 slaves. And they had a parade where they came and spoke. And they read a poem, John Brown's Body. And this was really what started Memorial Day. This is even before the Tulsa Massacre. So Tulsa Massacre just happened to happen on the day they were having a good time.
Now it just happened to coincidentally, the day that they celebrate, that they free slaves, that they celebrate and dance in the street.
Wait a minute! Didn't the Tulsa wasn't that didn't that happen because of a young teenager who allegedly stepped on a white girl's foot in an elevator, and he got scared. He ran out. Somebody saw him and claimed he attacked her, but she immediately denounced it. She admitted he didn't attack her, but the sheriff knew that. The officers knew that, but they concealed it. And so a mob of white men went to that neighborhood, I think over 35 blocks, and over 300 people, innocently died.
What day was this? January 6th? Oh no, this was this was Memorial. This was
that's what I'm gonna do.
Shit. Oh man,
right. That's Tulsa. That's what happened.
And the crazy thing is, they were fighting back in Tulsa, man. They had some veterans there that knew how to use weapons and rifles.
Right.
I think it was 6 gentlemen, and they had them up on rooftops, and they were really just picking them off when they was coming. And they didn't really care about what was happening next, but they got overran. They didn't run. They didn't have police or weaponry or nothing like that to help the whole town fight back. So
I think it's important when you reflect back on history like that. I think it's important to reflect on the painful reality of racism as it existed then. And then we as a culture today, we just need to elevate, and we need to elevate into that culture and the legacy that left behind, and recognize where we are now and the lessons that it taught us. And, it starts with parents and teaching their kids, and ultimately, and teaching the different cultural perspectives without divide, and I mean, we've come a long way, but racism still exists today. It just conceals, it hides. It hides in the police force, it hides in schools, it hides in teachings, it hides in our schools, it hides everywhere. It's
very interesting you say that, because that veteran that was speaking on the origins of Memorial Day, right in Ohio, as he was speaking about these black slaves and others, African Americans that were there, that were at that parade, that were speaking about their pains, they cut his mic off.
Memorial Day was first commemorated by an organized group of black freed slaves less than a month after the Confederacy surrendered. Recent years, the origins of how and where Decoration Day began has sparked lively debate amongst historians. However, Yale historian David Blight, asserting the holiday is rooted in a moving ceremony, was conducted by freed slaves on May 1st, 1865, at the tattered remains of a Confederate prisoner of war camp. There was a Charleston, Washington racecourse and jockey club, today known as Hampton Park. The ceremony is believed to have included a parade of as many as 10,000 people, including 3,000 African American school children singing the Union marching song, John Brown's Body. They were carrying armfuls of flowers and went to decorate the graves. Interesting that there would be a tie back to Hudson with that song from John Brown. Most importantly, whether Charleston's Decoration Day was the first is attended by Charleston's black community. AJ, Mike. We'll continue on. This is why you moved in closer, so you can hear this.
Cut his mic off mid conversation, and he continued to speak because he felt that people needed to know the truth. This actually is going to lead into our next topic.
I was going to ask you, like,
51,
what are
let
some
me
of
hear
your
you.
experiences with the, like, can you guys speak to that too? Some of your own experiences. I think it's a good segue.
You go. I got
Okay, well,
too.
I'm going to answer that.
Yeah.
But I want to say respect to that man who kept speaking when his mic got cut off. Shame on the person who cut the mic.
Colonel Kempter.
Respect to the colonel for continuing to speak, right? As far as some of the things that have happened in my personal life, and, you know, we've talked about this many times over, and it deals with police, right? And I've got pulled over, and, you know, guy asked for my, you know, license and registration. You know, I didn't have my license on me. I just moved. I was going back to my house to grab some more things. Pulls me out of the car. No, let me backtrack. He asked for my social security number, right? So I give him my social security number. He comes back, pulls me out the car, right? And I'm not tripping. I'm always smooth. I'm as cool as the other side of the pillow, right? So I'm like, you know, what's going on? He's like, I need you to step into my cruiser. I'm not tripping. Okay. All right, I will. Right? Another wagon pulls up. They start going through my car, flipping up my car. Right? And I'm like, man, what's getting ready to happen? But stay cool, stay cool, stay cool. So he gets back into his car and was like, hey, what was your social security number again? And I gave it to him. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. I pulled up somebody. It's not you. You can go head on. You know, now you know, patted me down and all this stuff. I'm in the car and everything. I'm like, what the fuck was that? You know, but I'm telling you, people, stay cool in these situations. Stay cool. Don't trip. Right? Think about your family. Think about your loved ones. You need to get home. Right? And so that was on my mind. I got my daughter, family, mom, dad, all of them. Stay cool. Let them do whatever the fuck they need. Whatever they're gonna do, let them do. Right? But stay cool. So that was my situation. I have more, but that's just one of them.
I mean, just like we spoke about on other shows, like
you got one? I got one.
You go ahead.
All right, let me get one real quick. So, what time is it? It's 7:44. So, about 5 hours ago, I was headed to a track meet real quick, man. I just was walking in, man. Yo, some dude, man, with an East Liverpool shirt on, just was like, "Hey, nigger," straight like that. But you know what? What was I to do? I got the media pass on. I'm at work. Am I just supposed to bust him up real quick out here? Like, so every day.
That infuriates me.
Every day. You know what I'm saying? But it's whatever. It wasn't like he walked up
it.
on me, you know what I'm saying? I got past him a little bit and I could hear him spit that shit up under my back of my neck. You feel me? So, whatever. But go on.
Oh, man. All right. I can't believe that happened to you
Today.
God damn.
It just don't stop. It just don't stop.
Yeah, man, I got numerous stories. I mean,
tell him about the one when you and Deuce almost got beat up by the cops.
When they pulled the guns on us, we 17 years old. Man. This is the first time I experienced racism with police or anyone. 17 years old, my brother's in town. He was older than us. We go to a late movie. Me, my brother, and my homie Deuce. We get out about 1 o'clock from the movie. We driving home. And it's like barely any cars on the road. We see a cop pull us over. Woo! Like, what the hell is happening? Ain't nobody out. We driving, chilling. Pull us over into a little parking lot. He said, y'all ran a red light. We ain't run no red light. We wasn't drinking, wasn't doing nothing. He said, hey, you ran a red light. My brother's like, nah, he didn't. So the cop pulls his gun right out. Right after my brother said, no, he didn't. He said, what y'all got in the back of that car? We like, oh. He's like, keep your hands in the air. 2 other cop cars pull up. They grab us, pull us out the car. They going all through the car, asking us what this and this is on the floor. For saying that we ran a red light in the middle at 1 o'clock in the morning. Gave us tickets and everything. They didn't take us to jail that time. That ain't even the worst story I got. Let me give you the other one real quick. So I'm getting off work. It's late. I happen to have a suspended license because I got in a car.
Oh, you going to jail?
I happen to have a suspended license.
You going to jail? You
that
shit.
time. This was the last day of my license suspension. I was here. I was new. There's like a car parked on the street. Everybody goes around this little 2 street. I come around. Cop pulled me over. He said, what you doing reckless driving? I got my window just like this. I'm like, sir, I ain't reckless driving. He said, well, give me your license and registration. I said, all I got is my work thing and my badge. I just got off work. So then he pulls his gun out. It's always the gun. It's never like anything else. I got my hands just like this. He's like, get out the car. I'm like, what the hell? So I get out the car. He grabs me, handcuffs me, throws me on the car, throws me on the ground. And he proceeds to go through my car, throwing everything. Throw me in the back of the cruiser. I'm sitting there. It seemed like I'm there 2 hours. I'm waiting. He comes back, uncuffs me. He said, you free to go. He said, we got a thing. I thought you stole this car. I'm like, you pulled me over for reckless driving.
That you stole the car after you was reckless driving?
This a black cop. He had a white cop with him, but the black cop is the one who did me.
Hey, you know what, man? I don't want to talk about this no more, man.
I got like 30.
Hey, I don't want to. We done talking about this, man. 51. Take me up out of here, man. Not take me up out, but take me on to the net. They got me.
Lit him up.
Listen,
He's ready to go.
I don't even want to talk about this shit
triggered.
no more.
Yeah,
listen, we 51. Give me a new topic.
Oh, Mary J. Blige, story that came out, her, and I think a former artist, Danny Boy.
Yeah.
Right? And Danny Boy came out and said, yeah, I was having sex with Mary J. Blige at 15.
I'm 15, 16 years old. We decided to go in the other room because it was a suite. We went in another room and laid down. And she laid down with me and she kind of like backed up against me. And every time she backed up against me, I would move away and shit, you know? And from that time, I had an opportunity to go out to New York and visit her a couple more times. But, you know, that's why I was kind of confused when I heard Kurt saying that Mary was pot girl. Because at that time, she was my girl. At that time, I'm 15, 16 years old, and she flying me in to see her. And you know what it is when a girl back up on you, you young and shit, and I'm trying to show her that she ain't phasing me. I'm hard as goddamn. She's backing up against me. This Mary J. Blige. And quite nice with the guy. I mean, you know, I don't even know if you're supposed to say you had sex with people on camera. Anyway, whatever. I'm not quite sure, but
Relations.
yeah, we had relations. That's a good way.
Right? So is there a double standard when it comes to men who have sex with minor women and women who have sex with minor boys?
Oh yeah. I mean, the father of the daughter would be showing up at the man's house with a shotgun. Yeah, he would be put on trial immediately. There seems to be more glorification. I mean, it's definitely looked down upon on her, but the question is, how truthful is this? Why is he just now coming out? And if it is true, and he was 15, where were his parents?
Right.
And I thought she was dating KC at the time. Wasn't that her boyfriend at the time?
I know she was with him. I don't know that period though.
I mean, there's just so many different things to question, because I read up on the story, and you know, Suge had some part to do with it. Like, hey man, you know, she wants to see you go back
Suge
upstairs.
who?
Suge Knight.
Oh shit, I ain't even.
Oh, hell no.
So when you
Oh, shit.
so when you put that into perspective, was she on some drugs? Because she was on some drugs, you know. Like, what was her mindset at? But
she connected
yeah,
to this shit.
Nah.
seriously. Hold on, wait. So let me tell you. No, so you know, if it is true, she certainly at the age of 24 had the responsibility to reject and deny.
Right.
And if it is true, she certainly should pay for those repercussions. But didn't he just come out as gay? So why is he coming out with this? That's my question.
I think he's gay.
Was he
He's
for
coming
it?
out with this, and he dropped a new album.
Okay, see,
Oh,
well there we go.
He's
There
trying
we
to get
go.
some juice.
So he's
I
trying to
think he
sell
was
records.
for it when he was
Trying to sell
15. He was
records.
all for it.
See, and the thing is, it's not about whether he was.
Exactly, because he's not going to say no.
No, when you're a young boy, I mean, listen.
You're not
When you
going to
a
say
grown
no.
man.
Whatever's clever.
But in regards to if you
Exactly.
ain't getting it and your hormones is racing,
Exactly.
yeah. If I'm 15, y'all would have knocked
If
down
if I'm 45 and I ain't getting in my hormones, is racing, what is you talking about? I don't know.
You know, but
there's absolutely a double standard with that.
You know what? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I remember being a high school cat and be like, man, these dudes keep pulling up here with all these cars, knocking down all these high school girls, man. Won't they go get some college girl? Like, you done graduated 4 years ago.
right.
And you still, this freshman is 8 years difference than you, and you still riding
It's
around.
because it's easy.
That's what I said last week. Because
The
you can lie
mind
to
of a
him.
child.
You
The
can lie
mind
to
of a
him.
child.
You can lie to him. It's real easy to lie to him. You can't lie to no grown woman. So I don't really think it's a double standard. I feel like you got the Kruger thing right now and shit. You know, women.
Yeah, but we're talking about a 15-year-old. That would make her a child predator.
I mean, but
He was 15. My son is 14. He's a baby.
How many 21-year-olds have babies by 15, 16-year-old girls? All the time in the hood.
But that's still rape.
Still.
You know it is. But let's be clear. Let's be honest. We just talked about how over sexualized this nation is. So for this to come out, it's nothing new, especially in the music industry. R. Kelly, damn, had to go there.
Yeah.
But he fits into this equation
No
right
doubt
now.
about it.
For sure.
Aaliyah.
Yeah. 16 years old.
Come on. So I mean, this is not something like I'm not for it. You know what I mean? Like
You're saying it's not shocking.
No.
Okay, because we are talking about, you said, entertainment industry.
Yeah.
But that's still,
I mean, it's even the regular world. How many? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even in high school,
no doubt, it's still wrong.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
By all means.
But I'm of the belief that it is a double standard because, like I said, we know guys that are 21 that messed around with a 15-year-old girl. That guy need to be in jail, or that guy should have seen some kind of punishment for that crime. But nothing happened.
He moved into the parents' house.
So that right there showed you there's a double standard. Because if that's a girl, it's all over the news. And yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna get a piece of that motherfucker's ass. I'm gonna fuck him up.
Right.
That's it.
As the father.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so you mentioned R. Kelly, and Cats was ready to kill this cat like cancel him. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I don't hear nothing about Mary J. Blige. It's just like he said it. Oh, okay, cool. And next story.
Yeah, because this is one story, and you talking about Danny Boy. His credibility shot. I
had to think, who is he? When did he come? Who was he?
I ain't know nothing about him since DJ.
I had to recognize the source.
Publicity stunt.
R. Kelly had a whole island, cuz. You can't deny that. A whole island full of underage women.
Yeah, man. He's sick.
That, we're talking about that, and we're talking about allegedly something that some dude said. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like me just coming out like, yo, I used to smack Mary J. Like, who are you? What? Shut up.
Right.
I never did. I would never lie. I didn't do that.
Have you ever been approached by an older woman?
Yes.
As a teen?
Oh.
Yes.
God. Don't put visions in my head.
And yes.
I can get you.
Yes.
Have we now?
Yes.
So, 18 years old, hanging out on the block with Kev and off of Hillman over there. One of the homies had a girl that was coming to visit. I'm like, man, you got somebody from me and Kev? Like, yeah, cool. We sitting out on the porch chilling. They pull up. The homie Raymond had one. All right, cool. One for Kev. They was like, the driver for you. I'm 18. I'm like, good, whatever. She got out the car. I'm like, that's a grown woman. I mean, she was attractive. Came there, man, 32.
Wow.
Taught me everything. I don't know your name, but you're dirty.
Yeah, similar situation, kind of. You know what I'm saying? I was working at Kroger's, you know what I'm saying, doing my bagging thing. Had me a little girlfriend at the time who was the register, you know what I'm saying, cashier or whatever, working the register. And older woman came through. She's sizing me up.
Uh-oh.
You know, this is like 100 pounds ago, you know, back in the day.
We're going to get you back. We're going to get you back.
I know you are, family. I know you are.
Back.
So, yeah, she's sizing me up, and she's like, hey, do you need a ride home?
Oh.
Now check it. Check this out, family. 15. My
How
mind,
old were we?
I'm like 15, 16. My mind ain't there yet on that. But my girls, she knew what time it was, right? But I'm not there. I'm like, no, my mom's going to pick me up. Right? I'm whatever. So she's like, are you sure you don't need a ride home? I can take you home. I'm like, no, my mom gonna pick me up. You know, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, not getting it.
That's that motherfucker Steve Urkel.
Nah, it's that Steve Urkel. Right? I was starting to come into myself a little bit, but I'm still not there yet.
We need Stephon Urkel.
Right.
I'm getting to that Stephon Urkel, but I'm not there just yet. I wasn't understanding that she was throwing game my way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I'm cool, but thank you. I appreciate you. You know, wanting to take me home, whatnot. And so, you know, I bag of groceries, whatever. She goes about her way. And my girl at the time was like, she was trying to get with you, dummy. And I'm like, oh, word? I wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, damn.
Once again, though, that'd have been
oh, man.
Consider exactly what we're talking about. You were 16, 15 years old.
Yeah. She was ready to, you know what I'm saying, make it happen.
And I'm not supposed to have any concerns with a 14-year-old who looks like he's 20 and he's 6'2".
You should have some concerns. If he got any cute teachers or something, straight A's. Especially if the boy running the ball. And yo.
Actually, speaking of cute.
She think I'm bullshitting.
Speaking of cute teachers, did you hear about the teacher who was masturbating in the classroom?
What?
With the kids in the room?
Stop
okay,
it.
so when you first brought this subject up, that's what I thought we was going to talk about, not the video, but I did read that story. Yeah.
Speak on it, please. Elaborate.
Share.
Yeah, I mean, just another...
Where did this happen?
I'm not familiar where it happened at, but I know she got arrested.
Well, absolutely.
That's awful.
And I'm like, you can't even wait. You got to get it off right there in front of the class.
Oh, she wanted to get arrested.
Maybe she had a crush on that little 7-year-old.
See, listen.
That's a mentally
he got a 7-year-old. Look at it. He like, listen here.
This is why we talk about people who have access
to your children,
man, or to really any public organizations where they see the people. You have to vet these people. They should go through some kind of process. We're talking about officers. We're talking about judges. We're talking about teachers.
I do agree.
Because for that to be happening, what kind of person did you hire to this position?
That's mental.
Come on.
That's mental. That's
Yes.
not
No. That's not something that just happened to this person. This person has had some kind of mental sickness or something wrong with them, and they're vetted and they're working around your children. That sickens me.
You know what, man? You got something on it?
I mean, I'm just in shock. I just think that I do agree with what you're saying is in terms of like some type of due process or retraining. And I know teachers go through training, but I mean that's a pretty bold. I think that woman should be barred for life.
Definitely.
And you know what the sickening thing is you know, with all these stories and everything that's going on, it's not like damn, I'm old or I'm like young. These are my peers.
Yeah.
Like these are people of my generation. These are people that grew up in our generation. It's sick to see how people have grew up and turned out. You know what I mean? It's just like really
mental illness is a real thing, and it's really sad, and it's undetected in most cases. But yeah, that could have been avoided if someone had, been able to get this, whoever she was close to, get this woman some help.
What if she wasn't mentally ill? What if she was just a nympho?
No.
They just had to rub one out.
That's no.
See, but that's a sickness too.
Yeah, that is. A sexual addiction, that's for sure. I'm with you on that.
Okay?
Exactly.
Rub it out in the bathroom. What happened to the teacher's lounge? You know what I'm talking about?
Come on.
They wouldn't know.
There's a level of mental sickness behind that. You can't convince me otherwise.
Right.
Oh man, that y'all guys is crazy, man. Yeah. The teacher's lounge, man. You know what I'm saying? Rub it out in there, man.
Get you some coffee.
Mr. Fernando to rub that motherfucker.
He'll take you out.
Shit. Oh man. We got something else. Do we got something else?
Yeah, man. Did y'all hear about this little? There's a TikTok craze going around.
Oh shit! Yeah,
man. Were they taking scoops
told me about this.
Of
pre-workout? It's like a clean, dry scoop. Let me tell you guys, it is not cool. I know it looks cool, and I'm telling this to my fellow athletes on any other supplement. It is not cool, and I see people do it all the time. I see like companies promoting it. It's just so dangerous. Have you ever done it before?
Yes.
You know what it does?
I do it every day.
Oh, Todd. Stop it.
Some water.
Okay, well okay, I get that, but that's still dangerous because when you chase a full scoop as opposed to putting it in a shaker cup and drinking it over the course of an hour or two.
I never.
You gradually put that into your system, but when you dry scoop it, that absorbs into your system immediately. This woman had a heart attack. So if you have pre-heart conditions that you're unaware of, like that can make you really sick, as it did this young 20-year-old woman.
Yeah.
So you have to be so careful. I've done it before. I will never do it again because immediately I felt like I was like, somebody had a shock, like one of those shockers on me pressing my chest. It's no joke.
Right.
So you saying I shouldn't do it?
Don't do it. No. Even if you chase it with water, just at least drink it. Put it in an 8-ounce. Absorb it.
Money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It don't, man. You know what, man? I throw that scoop back, yo. I'll be ready to run through that wall.
that's why.
That's the reason.
That's the reason why.
They be jealous of the way
like
I
crack.
work out. I be going. No, I'm just
going. So Todd in the gym, you see Todd in the gym, he's got this like addicting vibe. You see him, he starts dancing, he's singing, he gets like, I don't know, when the beat drops or something, he goes, he's in his head. And so you see him, and of course we can't hear what he hears, but you kind of like move with him when he's dancing. So as soon as I saw him in the gym this morning, he's like, hey. He was on that pre-workout.
He was high.
He was high.
I was on that pre-workout.
Now I know.
Yeah, now you know I'll be on
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But for real though, you know what I'm saying, as far as the TikTok fads, you know what I'm saying, you almost lost your life.
Yeah.
Right.
Over some views on TikTok.
Right.
So I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
This social, and not only just to hit on that, but like a lot of social media, a lot of these young people running on the courts, doing all this craziness, making up all these new things, new fads to be popular or be on go viral, what they say.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't doing nothing crazy to go viral. I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm about to just stop because it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah. So no scooping no more.
No dry scooping.
No dry scooping.
These
man.
kids will do anything from TikTok. My
Anything
kids
for likes.
believe anything on TikTok.
See, yeah, I can't do that, man.
We have conversations at the dinner table, and they're like telling me about TikTok or something that they learned. I'm like, "Where'd you learn it from?" TikTok. I'm like,
oh yeah, that shit ain't relevant. Pick up a book.
Research it a little bit before you tell me that it's the truth, because they're saying it's the truth, and I'm like, what? And if I ask them that they researched it, they're like, "No, it's TikTok, Dad." I'm like,
see,
come on, man.
I mean, that could segue into a whole lot of things with social media. I mean, you got a lot of young girls who see these models and they're not real because with, the filters and, all the different things they do. It's like half the women you see on Instagram are not who you see in real person. So you got these young women trying to modify their facial features based on their Snapchat filter, taking it in to get plastic surgery based on what they look like on a filter.
Body modifications.
Yeah.
Trying to look like something.
I had no idea that people did that. So you literally modify yourself and say, "Hey, doc, I want to look like this."
Look like.
And they like, I can do that.
Hell yeah, they can do that.
Hey, do it.
It's a thing.
They do it too.
Yep.
Yo, man,
that's wild.
Yeah.
You don't know who is who out here, man. I'll be having to just delete cats off the Facebook. Cats be trying to friend me all day. I just had to shoot cats down. Like, no.
Catfish.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just a lot. It's the scooper, the belief in TikTok, the whole craze over social media, man. It's just like it's unbelievable.
It's flooded with stuff now.
Yeah, there's people just doing too much stupid
platforms.
shit. Like, I just want to just throw in the NBA real quick. You got the popcorn situation, dude throwing popcorn on top of somebody's head. You got the water bottle situation, water bottle thrown at Kyrie Irving.
You wouldn't have did that to Ron Artest.
Man, come on. You know what I'm saying? You got the spit situation in New York. You know what I'm saying? With homie Trey. Right?
Fuck you.
I mean, come on, man. And then you have the cat running onto the court. Like, people, what is going on? But they want to be seen. They want to be famous, right?
Cat's been down with COVID forever. They want to be famous.
Right,
now everyone doesn't know how to act.
Whatever's clever, right? Whatever I can do to get myself out there on the social media game. If I got to act an ass, I'll do that. Come on.
Ain't nobody over here showing. Well, I'm going to show my ass a little bit. I ain't going to lie. But not literally. D. Lamar, you got something for me? Got something?
Yeah, man. If we want to hit on the government trying to whitewash history, right quick.
Touch on it.
So there's been a lot of laws and bills being introduced where they're trying to take African American accomplishments, civil rights movements out of the classroom. So just recently I saw House of Representatives, this is in Texas. You have a House and you have a Senate in every state. So this is happening in Texas. And the Democratic, one of the guys from the House was addressing senators on the fact that they were taking all of these things out of the school books for children. They are taking Martin Luther King and his writings, all of Frederick Douglass's writings. They pretty much have taken all of the Native Americans' writings and accomplishments out of these books. And he's questioning the senator on the reason why the House voted against the bill taking these out of the school and Senate voted for it.
I got something. I just want to chime in. I'm going to give it away. Because he realizes in the next 20 to 30 years that the population of the white man is going to be almost nil in this country, and he is trying to negate, I would say, the mind frame of the public or the mentality of the public to just build up the white race to make them look over accomplished. I would say in the view of our younger generation coming up. It's almost a tactic to keep white alive or whatever they trying to do. But to just wipe, because you just really pulling history out of history. Like, I mean,
They even took women's accomplishments out.
This is crazy.
You can't do that. You can't erase the history. You can revive history so we can learn from it and get better from it. But yeah, that's
wrong.
That's so wrong.
Pretty much erasing anything that was talking about white supremacy or institutional racism out of those books in which they're going to be teaching the children.
What's that place called? The Vatican? Isn't this exactly what the Vatican does?
What does the Vatican do?
They have all that history and all those books that we are not privy to this knowledge. So, are you saying they're wiping all this stuff out and then keeping the knowledge in a Vatican type situation?
I guess so.
Was it who's the comedian that did the skit? His name escapes right now, but he's one of the all-time great comedians.
Richard Pryor. Talking about the pyramid.
Absolutely, he did that pyramid skit, right?
This can't be, man. What? You know what this is?
What is it, Buddha?
It's the book of life. In the beginning, when man arrived on Earth, the black gods did leave their spacecraft, and they walked, and they named the beasts of the sea and the animals of the land.
Heavens.
And man in his blackness did walk the earth, making medicine.
Medicine?
They discovered time. These were all black people got down. Wait a minute. There ain't nothing in here about whitey. This is ours, Jack. Wait till the brothers hear this.
Buddha.
I'm gonna get this book out of here, baby. This tells the real team.
Buddha,
This off.
Self-control yourself, don't you see?
What you mean, Jack? Look at this here. Black people started the music and the brain surgery back in the year 3 BC.
Yes, of course, Buddha.
Man, they was getting down. This is it, brother.
Yes,
Everybody gonna know about this. Listen, we can change the history. Civilization will be changed.
By all means.
Yeah, this is gonna be it.
Get the bulldozers. There's nothing here.
Into the pyramid, and it was reading like, oh my goodness, all these accomplishments are from black people. And then the white, gentleman that were with him, like, oh shit, close the door, leave him in there, lock him in the pyramid, and they walked off. Right? It's a powerful skit. It speaks to what you were saying, Money, about them hiding stuff all the time, whitewashing and erasing all this history.
We're talking about post 45 America.
Sure.
Okay.
Ain't no post 45.
Right. Exactly. But the fact that if you have racist views of inequality to other people, it's okay to say that front page news. It's okay for that young person to call you a nigga in public in 2021. Those things weren't happening so outwardly until someone made them feel like it was okay to do so. Saying you're going to take Frederick Douglass's writings out of the history books, Martin Luther King Jr., Native American accomplishments, Susan B. Anthony, all of these people, and putting it up for a bill and Senate saying, yes, we're going to do that. How crazy does this sound to you before 45 is president?
And the crazy thing is
Ask yourself that
we vote for these people.
You have to think about it too. Our system was built on power. Yeah. We still have a lot of people who exist in this world that still want to reap the benefits of the enjoyment from having that power.
You
That's
do watch
simple
the
as
show.
that.
You watch the show.
You know when you said
I don't.
You watch this show. You watch this show. You know, she watches this show.
You know when you said like how we all know, like to say the white race will be nil in so many years. The thought process shouldn't be that. The thought process should be we all are gonna melt together anyway.
That's that cultural diversity.
They don't want that.
We don't divide.
You could think that because as black, we think unity, we think prayer.
Right.
We're taught this way. They don't see that. we showed the clip where they literally think of the white race being extinct, like, and not even having the ability to coexist in a world with other races. It's like they exist and we're here too. You know what I mean? It's just like,
you know what? I'm gonna hit on race on that next episode. I got to.
Oh, we're gonna talk about next episode. We're gonna talk about race. D. Lamar gonna give us a good rundown and a great educational teaching tool. So, yeah, we're gonna do that real big. Very nice for him. So stay tuned for that. Yo, we've been running a little bit, man. We got something else, or what's going on? Y'all want to keep talking?
That's it. I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. You got something? You got a topic? You want to tell them something?
I'm good. I think that's it.
Okay, that's it. They say that's it. 51, take me up top.
Hey, real quick, at the airing of this show, it will be my daughter's birthday. And so, happy birthday to my little queen. I love you so very much, and I'm proud of the woman that you've become. Awesome. All right? So after saying that, thank you, everybody, for rocking with us. We appreciate it. As always, we will be back next week.
Thank you.
D. Lamar, take us up out of here.
So, our Cash App sweepstakes winner is Jay Kendrick.
What?
Oh, man.
Wait a minute, I ain't win.
You not eligible.
Oh, I ain't eligible.
You can't have the lottery and then win the lottery.
What up, Jay? Congratulations.
What up, Jay?
Thanks for rocking with us, man. Leaving those comments, getting those subscriptions in. Your money's gonna be in your account today. So, he's won. You heard it. Any episode you hear from this point forward, please comment, subscribe. Get those 3 subscribers. Send those names in as well. We're going to be picking a winner at the end of this month for that giveaway. So you can win any week. Never know, we might pick the one from this show. Please, be on board.
The amazing, gorgeous, spectacular Heather Hardcore Drake. Take us up top.
Take us up top. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. It was an honor to be on the show. My first podcast ever. But you guys made it super comfortable. So this is a nice vibe. I love what you guys got going. Keep pressing forward with the knowledge. I mean, we need more of this. So I'm really happy, seeing you guys do this. It makes me a little warm and fuzzy on the inside. I've known Todd for a long time, so I've seen him grow up.
Definitely.
We're always evolving, so keep doing this. It's dope. You guys got something dope going.
So, when does this show? This show airs next week. Oh, so by the time this show airs next week, happy anniversary, Saida.
Happy anniversary.
What is that? 3 years.
Whoa.
3 years already, man. So
Woo.
3 years.
We're celebrating.
Oh, yeah.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
I don't know. Oh, we going to the Royce.
Oh, that'll be
so
nice.
We're gonna do that big. Happy anniversary, my love. Hey, everybody, next week, stay conscious.